This is Laura from Africa, aka Roganized Ryan, and in today's video, I want to talk about how promiscuity culture ruins the dating market. And I want to shout out IC Zion for this video topic. Shouts out to you, man, and the rest of you guys who tune in to the channel and watch this. I'm still recovering since the few days since I've been going from the sinus stuff, but I'm still getting things done, executing the action as most as I can to bring you guys this content. Without further ado, let's get to the video. Now, one of the ways that I want to talk about how promiscuity culture ruins the dating market is one, if you're a man that is average or below that, then by the time you are done financially getting yourself together, or if you go, let's say if you go on a little looks maxing journey and you work on yourself like all these RP grifters tell you to, right? By the time you're done with that, you are going to be coming across women who have had loads of experiences with guys that they really fell in love with, guys that they really could see themselves marrying before they even met you. And by the fact that things did not work out with that man, you are going to have to deal with the traumatic responses from that woman. Let's say, even if you make it that far, past the looks threshold that that girl already has, that's already high in today's standard of dating, right? Even if you make it past that, you still have to deal with triggering traumatic responses that she will emotionally get if you say certain words, if you act a certain way, if you carry yourself a certain way. Those traumas are going to come out. And this is the biggest problem with dating culture. For one, is it makes it very hard for men that are average and unattractive, who are not in today's dating standard of being accepted by the everyday chick, right? It makes it harder for these types of men, because by the time you get older, and let's say if some woman does give you a chance, it's going to be way harder for you to make a connection with that woman because of all the disappointments that she's been through and all of the choices that she's made, thinking that, okay, this guy is for me, and things did not work out. And number two, the way that promiscuous culture ruins the dating market is also when women get older, they become way more closed off emotionally. And this is why I say this even goes back to number one. If you're a guy that is average, unattractive, and you somehow come across a woman, let's say if you even get lucky enough to get a woman that's a little bit younger, that's almost about to turn 30, that's like 27 or 29, almost going about 30, right? Even if you get managed to get with a woman like that and she keeps herself in decent shape like that, you still have to deal with the fact that this woman is going to be closed off, because this goes into the second point I'm making. Women become more emotionally closed off from bonding with men the more times that they get hurt. And obviously they're going to say the same happens for men. Yes, but you have to look at, for women, it makes it to where whenever there are emotional moments that are supposed to be romantic between you and that girl that you are now dating after she's been with all those other guys that failed her, especially the real handsome guy that swept her off her feet, that she thought that was everything, and then come to find out he's with several other women, and now she goes through the same pattern because Mr. Wrong number one leads to Mr. Wrong number two, three, four, five, and it's just a complete pattern. So when you are doing things that are supposed to be romantic with this woman, you are going to notice that there isn't going to be much of a spark there. Like, the passion isn't going to be very hot there because there's so much disappointment that has created a trauma blockage in this woman emotionally. And the same can be said for men. But the thing is, with how men can be idealistic, you're still going to have some men out here who are a bit more open, even after the years of not being able to be in the dating market and have a significant other. They're going to take whatever they can get, because that's that natural biological urge of men that makes men a little bit more emotionally acceptable somewhat when they're older. Now, when men get into like their freaking early 40s, etc., in their 50s, then yeah, by that time, guys are completely almost like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not emotionally into that love crap or whatever. But if you're a guy, let's say you're between the age of 18 to 39, then you're most likely still going to have that type of openness about you. And this is why I say this goes into the second point of you're going to be dealing with a woman that has emotional blockages. So you're not going to be able to date her authentically. So it's pretty much it's a done deal, man. By that point, if you're a man with no dating experiences at that point. So I would exercise you after telling you this to practice not being attached to every woman that you come across, because I'm not oblivious to the fact that you're still going to have men, regardless of if I make thousands or millions of videos telling you why you should not be dating like that. You're going to slip up at some point. This is it's natural. It happens to men, but you have to be aware. And one of the things also that you have to ask yourself is, what are you going to do after things go wrong with that woman? Because we know pretty much it's inevitable that things are going to go wrong with that chick. So what are you going to do after things do not work out with that woman? After she ghosts you, after she has found another guy, after she has decided that you were emotionally not the one for her, like how things didn't work out with the other guys, and now you're dating her after the effects of dealing with those other men, right? What are you going to do after that? And we need to start asking ourselves that. And the third point also I want to talk about is it also ruins the things for the men who are the very few men having success in the dating market as well. Because at a certain point, when you think to yourself, if you're a guy that's one of the few men being successful with women, you're also going to become numb to today's dating market, to where you really can't emotionally connect with a woman if you're a guy that's successful with women like that. Even let's say if he gets another chick and things doesn't work out with that girl, maybe she's not acting the correct way, or maybe she's starting arguments with him, or vice versa. Let's say things don't work out with him and he gets another girl. Now, this guy isn't going to be able to connect to women either, because he's been so overexposed to different partners as well. It's just that promiscuity affects men and women in different ways. I would say women tend to become more emotionally closed off as they get older and they deal with a bit more partners. And for men, I would say men become more numb to that type of pain, to where they don't feel nothing, in a way to where it becomes normal to them, when in reality this is a type of psychosis, to where it's insanity, to where you keep doing the same thing over and over expecting a same type of result. So one of the things that will also come for men also and women is the fact that you have diseases that can be spread rampantly. I mean, if you look online and you see the diseases that are making a big comeback, man, I mean, it's pretty scary what these transmitted diseases that can do to you, right? To where if you're being intimate with a large amount of partners, or let's say if you're a guy that's never had a chance with a woman like that and you think you've met someone that's the right one for you, or if it's very few of the women, which we know is pretty much a very rarity nowadays, of women who have not really dated like that and don't have experience. Let's say they come across the wrong guy, or just both genders, right? If you come across the wrong type of person and you catch some type of intimate transmitted disease, that's going to change your life forever. Let's talk about the mental scarring that you're going to get. You are not going to be able to trust people. You are going to have to stay on medication. And this is something else about promiscuous culture that destroys relationships. It's these intimately transmitted disease. And also we have to talk about the mental damage as well. Because when you are just having the options of going from partner to partner, that is something that is really going to hurt you in the long run. It affects men and women differently, like I stated in the differences a few minutes ago. And this mostly hurts men who are average and unattractive. And this is what I want to hit home in the video. That's the real truth pill here. The real super BP is this is going to affect you way more than it's going to affect the people who have the experiences, regardless of the risk of disease, right? By them doing these things with different people, you are still going to be emotionally affected by this, because for one, you can snap if you are not careful and you start coming across these certain types of girls who make you feel at home everything feels like it's so right. You think she's the one for you. And this is how it happens. This is why I say you have to start asking yourself, what are you going to do after things go wrong? Because it's pretty much inevitable at this point. It's destined to happen to you. It's carved into your fate for you to meet some type of friction, some type of malefic consequence of dealing with this girl, man. So this is why I say this is going to affect men who are not passing the looks threshold, men basically who have no dating options, men who are alone by themselves 24/7. And if they aren't becoming aware of their thoughts and actually trying to do the inner work of keeping themselves stable without the necessary reliance on the physical biology of, getting their needs met, etc., which is a very difficult thing to do. And you can see why some guys just lose it, man. But the thing is, this is going to emotionally hurt you for, even like I said before, when you do meet a woman in this type of promiscuous culture, because so many people have been hurt, men, women, everyone keeps hurting each other. And the people who are going to hurt the most, I say, are the men who do not have options, because you never got a chance to grow. You never got a chance to develop yourself romantically. You don't have the type of confidence that is necessary for you to be forward with a woman and actually tell her what's on your mind. You can't put your foot down in certain situations like the girl is expecting you to do and tell her how it's going to go, or you're just going to go your own way in life. You will not be able to have that ability to do that if you do not have any dating experiences whatsoever that have not led you to having some type of success romantically with a chick. And this is the real downfall for men that are average and unattractive in today's dating market. This is why I say this hurts us the most. The men who are actually out here with the lesser amount of options a woman to pick from. And let's say even if you have some type of religious belief you want to call yourself going by, or just a type of pure belief in dating and romance, this is going to hurt you the most if you are not able to look for the certain signs of a woman actually being into you. If you get too emotionally hooked, if you are not being careful about the company that is around whenever you're talking to this chick, and if you aren't looking for cues of when you should back off completely from messing with this girl, this is going to come back and really hurt you, man. So this is why I say promiscuous culture, it really affects everyone and destroys the dating market for everyone, dude. But most importantly, it's going to hurt the men who have less experience in dating, because that's how it is. Continuous loneliness is going to lead to constant yearning for that type of physical biological affection, especially if you never experienced it before. So you have to be a rock-hearted headed soldier as a man, as an average and unattractive man, to really continue to function and stay mentally stable through this type of dating market apocalypse that we're in. So you guys take care. Like and subscribe if you're new. Tell what else you guys want me to elaborate on in the comment section. I highly appreciate it. I hope you guys are all doing well. We're all trying to make it out here the best way we can, and hopefully I will be better soon, man, because this stuff is brutal, dude. I was barely able to make a video, but you guys take care. I'm still going to get the content out regardless, but I'll see you guys in the next video. And like I always tell you guys, stay away from the modern woman. Thank you.